Hi, public relations class. This is Dr. Cywert checking in with you. Um, just a few things to talk about. First off, they're still working about the IT department is still working about the access. The access for the materials is supposed to be an access now, not anything that's extra pay or anything. And so they're still working on that. So I don't know if you'll get an odd message since it's been a couple weeks. So if you do, please let me know so I can relate it to the IT people. And so, anyway, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the class. Goes by pretty fast, so pretty interesting material. I looked like on the chapter, well, our first chapter, and in Figure 1.4, it says the many roles of public relations professionals. And boy, can you see how important public relations professionals were during the pandemic? My gosh, particularly like think about all the misinformation at first, and people really didn't know, what to think about. So we did rely on maybe our local communications to tell us, what's going on and what to do. So very important, the public relations departments in this day and age. And I think you might find that companies release things through public relations or that, the communications department because they don't want every employee saying something about a situation. So I feel like that the public relations is going to be much more important as we go along. I think they have figured that out here during the pandemic year, and the book shows you the different salaries of that kind of job. And I was very pleasantly surprised at the salary range. And on a personal note about that, my daughter majored in mass communications, which was public relations too, at K-State. And now she's a vice president of a company. She started out in that kind of a capacity and then went up the ranks of a company. So companies understand this is a very important part, of their structure anymore. So then that would mainly pay talks about the history and that kind of thing of public relations, and then we get into what it is now, and it's such a diverse job, I would say. So many companies now rely on getting the word out and putting a positive image out. And we could probably see all the many wrong ways that public relations was handled. We certainly don't want to do that. We want to handle it in a right way and a positive way. So as we go through the chapters, it'll be interesting to see how this is, the public relations is changing. The pandemic changed it, but we're looking at a more diverse audience. We're looking at global audiences and how to get along, around the world. If you're going to be in a company and you're traveling the world, you want some public relations because you want to be able to talk to people and you want to be able to, convey your message or convey the company's message. So, it might not be a public relations job, but you are doing public relations for the company. So we'll look at that kind of thing and the ethics. Particularly, there's got to be some ethics going on in public relations. I see a lot of it now. It's kind of interesting to me. Corporations come out and maybe say something, and maybe they, like let's say it's political. And should a corporation's public relations be talking about something political? If you're a company right now, there's some in Georgia like Coca-Cola and Delta talking about the politics. Should our corporations be doing that? I hadn't really thought about it. So I'm just putting that out to you guys, to think about as you go forward. Do we want to know where the company sits so we can choose to fly it or drink their product or use their products? Do we want to know these things? Or I don't know. I think some people do. Sometimes I do. So it's interesting that the public relations is taking on the political scene too, out of companies. So I just wanted to present that as well. So been very pleased with your assignments, and they're pretty much the same all the way through, as you saw. So we just want to get some good information as we go out of this course to go on, and I think most of you are in your digital marketing, to go on. And so if we go into a company, we can handle these public relations areas in a positive and a well thought out way. So, like I said, I'm just going to wrap up with our IT department is still looking at this access now for the course. If you end up having a problem, please let me know, but they thought that it'd be solved today. And, look at this material and thinking about, is that something you'd like to do in your career when you're done? Like I said, it looks like it pays really well. I think more companies are going to be using a public relations person so they don't say something to get in trouble. And sounds like a pretty cool job from what I've seen around, like our area, to be the word from the company. So that's kind of cool. So anyway, I'll let you go. Have a nice Easter weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you.